Imagine the situation. You work hard on a new project, you spend countless hours on polishing your designs. Now, the big day comes and the time of presentation to your team. I feel like the CTA button would look better if there's too much space. Let's add this to fill the gaps. Well, I did this because I don't like these colors. This wasn't a good design decision. Why do you think that? I understand our customers, so let's design it this way, okay? I prefer the previous version. During the meeting, you were essentially forced to make the changes to the project that you don't agree with and you know will be bad, which makes you frustrated and regret your career choices. I guess you can forget about going back to bed early for the upcoming week. During my career as a designer, I met with similar situations countless times, especially in my early years. They will fill you with frustration, they will fill you with resentment, and if you don't address them or learn how to deal with them, they will lead you to burnout. So, what went wrong there? How can you prevent this from happening in the future? First, you need to understand that people from marketing, project owners, project managers, or even you, a designer, doesn't represent the users. Therefore, feelings and hunches shouldn't justify changes in the design. Second, direction feedback takes away the opportunity for two-way communication or understanding of your viewpoints or reasons behind design decisions. This is a very aggressive approach, where you are provided only with instructions on how design should look and work like. This is very bad not only for you, but potentially for the project's long-term success, because you are applying feedback from sources that are not users of the product. Unfortunately, you will meet with this kind of situation on a regular basis, either from your customers or your team members. Design is subjective. That means everyone has a different view on it and can tell what is right or wrong with it. Unfortunately, you can't ignore your peers' or clients' opinion. However, by approaching it with the right attitude, you can use it to your advantage. Everyone looks at design through various filters created by personal experience, and usually those filters are very different from yours. While you can be much more experienced in design and be a designer for 15 years, not everyone will agree with your opinion just because you have so much under your belt. Understand that criticism is part of the design process and approach it with the right attitude from the beginning. Expect others to disagree with you, even if you feel that you're the best in what you're doing. Although harsh and unprofessional criticism can be traumatizing and bad for your mental health, proper critique session can motivate and be a powerful tool for your growth as a designer. Try to detach yourself from the critique and view it as a comment on design prepared by someone else, not a personal attack. I know that it's easier said than done while you spend hours of work on a project, but this is a key to responding effectively. When you are above criticism, by remaining calm and collected with your responses, you will not only appear professional, but you can also earn the admiration of your critics and win them over. Remember that it's not about you. Set the right expectations, know the benefits, and try to remove your personal feelings towards the project. Your attitude towards critique is a key. Apart from the right attitude, even more important is to understand the objective of your design and to be sure that everyone involved in the project is on the same page. Are you trying to solve a specific problem that users have? Maybe your goal is to increase sales or to build brand online presence. Whatever the goal may be, to respond effectively to criticism, you need to be sure that everyone understands those goals. You must be specific. Present objectives in clear and simple terms. The criticism you receive will be targeted and actionable as a result. Vague or confusing objectives will always promote off-target feedback and discussions. So be careful about that if you don't want to discuss and potentially work on things that don't really matter. First reaction to criticism for most people is to get defensive or even to lose their composure. If this applies to you, try to develop a habit of taking a deep breath and counting to 5 before responding. This will allow you to wait out through the initial burst of anger and frustration and give you an opportunity to calm down and refer to logic in your response. Believe me, I saw designers losing their shit during feedback sessions, and it never ended up on a positive note for them. Feedback is important for your growth as a designer. It may be hard to cope with, especially at the beginning, especially if it's negative, but keep in mind that your skill and perception about it will grow and mature over time. How else do you expect to figure out where you can improve or what you have done wrong, if not through feedback? Okay, so right attitude, knowledge of goals we want to achieve, remaining calm. Next important thing for you is to be able to separate useful feedback from personal opinions and misinformation. Not all criticism or feedback is constructive. Some people can be in a bad mood, bitter, or just negative, and will take any chance to unload it on you. Some of them can also be inexperienced or unqualified for their feedback to be valuable. You need to learn how to recognize what feedback is good and what is not worth implementing. Valuable feedback is always specific. I don't like these colors or I prefer the previous version are examples of useless criticism and personal opinions. Useful feedback is also objective and actionable. That means it should enable you to take immediate action through clear ideas and give you a unique perspective without any hidden motives. At the same time, being even-tempered and appropriate. There is one thing which can act as your guardian angel against useless feedback, personal opinions and preferences of your teammates or peers. Are you ready for it? I tested it. Through testing of your designs with the target group of users, you can save yourself a lot of nerves and time which you would spend on pointless discussions. Not only that, but also that kind of feedback is usually the most valuable because it comes directly from the source. There is no place for I think or I don't like or I prefer if you went an extra mile and conducted tests. Because no one can argue with hard data. It's ultimate deterrent for all of these unproductive discussions which haunt many designers. I really recommend for you to include user tests to your design process. If you want to know what they are and how they are typically conducted, then please watch this video next.